One evening, two couples decided to have a fun time together and play a game of poker. As they were deeply engrossed in the game, Dave, one of the participants, accidentally dropped some of his cards onto the floor. Bending down under the table to retrieve his cards, Dave made an unexpected discovery. Carl's wife, Kate, who was sitting across from him, wasn't wearing any underwear beneath her dress. This startling revelation left Dave quite flustered. In his haste to resurface from under the table, he ended up banging his head on the table. A little while later, still reeling from the discovery, Dave excused himself to go to the kitchen to fetch more snacks and drinks for the group. Kate, Carl's wife, seemed to have a sense that she had been noticed and boldly followed Dave into the kitchen. She leaned in closer and whispered, "When you were under the table just now, did you see something?" Caught off guard by her forwardness, Dave decided that honesty was the best approach and confessed that he indeed had seen something. Sensing an opportunity, Kate offered, "You can have it, but it won't be free. It will cost you $500." Dave was torn between his morals and the financial implications of this offer, but the temptation was too significant. After a few minutes of deliberation, he nodded in agreement. Accepting his decision, Kate informed him that her husband, Carl, would be out playing golf the coming Friday afternoon, which was a time Dave usually had free. She instructed Dave to arrive at her house at 2 p.m. on Friday as planned. When Friday finally arrived, Dave was at Carl's house at the designated time. He handed over the agreed-upon $500 to Kate, and they went into the bedroom to complete their secretive transaction. Afterward, Dave got dressed and left the house hastily. Later that day, Carl returned home from his regular golf game at 6 p.m. He casually asked his wife if Dave had come by that afternoon. A bit nervous, but trying not to show it, Kate responded, "Yes, he did stop by for a few minutes." Carl appeared to mull over her response briefly before asking in a more serious tone, "Did he give you $500? Struggling to maintain her composure and trying to keep her expression neutral, Kate answered, "Actually, yes, he did give me $500. Looking relieved and content, Carl surprised Kate with his next words. "That makes sense now. Dave came to me while I was at the golf club this morning and borrowed $500, promising he'd drop by our house later in the day to repay the money." Once upon a time, there was a woman who had been through the trials and tribulations of love and had been thrice divorced. Her past was marred by abusive relationships, runaways, and disappointing bedroom encounters. Still, she remained hopeful, refusing to let her faith in love wane. With determination in her heart, she decided to give love another chance. To signal her availability and readiness for a new relationship, she placed a heartfelt ad in the local newspaper, detailing her past struggles and expressing her desire for a fresh start. She knew that there had to be someone out there who could truly make her happy. A few days later, as she went about her daily routine, she heard the doorbell ring. Surprised, she opened the door, and to her amazement, she was greeted by a man with no arms and no legs. Despite her initial shock, the man smiled warmly and said, "Hi, I saw your ad in the newspaper. I was hoping I could be your new boyfriend." The woman couldn't help but be puzzled and asked, "What makes you think you're going to be any better than my last 3 husbands?" With a calm and reassuring tone, he responded, "Well, you see, I have no arms, which means I won't be able to hurt or abuse you physically, and I have no legs, so running away or abandoning you is simply out of the question." The woman considered his words, but one crucial question still lingered in her mind. "But how are you in bed?" Without missing a beat, the man with no arms and no legs confidently replied, "Well, I rang the doorbell, didn't I?" Deep within the heart of France, a land renowned for its romantic tales, bravery, and passionate endeavors, resided a remarkable man named Pierre. Pierre was celebrated among his squadron as the most fearless fighter pilot of them all. He was known for his audacious exploits in the skies, and this reputation for daring was matched only by his penchant for savoring life's exhilarating moments on the ground. Amidst the many adventures that colored Pierre's life, his heart was captivated by a local beauty named Marie. She too had an appetite for life's fervor that resonated with Pierre's own. Their affection for one another was a well-known and cherished story. Much like Pierre's legendary feats in the air, on one particularly splendid afternoon, Pierre decided that it was the perfect day for a tranquil outing, and he extended an invitation to Marie. They set out for a picturesque picnic by the riverside, where the serenity of the riverbank provided an idyllic backdrop for their romantic rendezvous. As they nestled on their picnic blanket, the atmosphere crackled with the unspoken excitement of young love. Feeling the enchantment of the moment, Marie gazed into Pierre's eyes and, with a gentle plea, whispered, "Pierre, kiss me." Pierre, never one to miss a chance for dramatic flair, grasped a bottle of exquisite Merlot wine and playfully splashed a bit onto Marie's lips. Perplexed by this unexpected gesture, Marie inquired about his intentions. With pride and theatrical flair, Pierre declared, "I am Pierre, the fighter pilot. When I have red meat, I have red wine." Understanding his spirited nature, Marie burst into laughter, and they shared a tender kiss. As their embrace deepened and the world around them faded into insignificance, Marie, breathless and lost in the moment, found herself yearning for more. She softly whispered, "Pierre, kiss me lower." With a glint of mischief in his eye, Pierre responded with enthusiasm. Swiftly he unbuttoned her blouse and reached for a bottle of exquisite Chardonnay, drizzling it sensually over her chest. Marie, initially taken aback, soon joined in Pierre's spirited playfulness and asked about his audacious intentions. Unfazed, Pierre maintained his character, declaring, "I am Pierre, the fighter pilot. When I have white meat, I have white wine." Their escapade continued to evolve, matching the wildness of their natural surroundings. Passion surged, their hearts racing in harmony, and Marie, caught in the whirlwind of romance, urged Pierre with breathless anticipation, "Kiss me lower." True to his reputation for fearlessness and flair, Pierre did not disappoint. He swiftly removed her remaining garments, grabbed a bottle of the finest cognac, and generously poured it onto her lap. With the precision of a skilled pilot, he ignited a match and set the cognac ablaze in an instant. Marie, taken by surprise, leaped into the river to extinguish the flames. Emerging from the water, she shouted in a mixture of frustration and bewilderment, "Pierre, what on earth do you think you're doing?" Standing firmly at the water's edge, Pierre replied with unwavering confidence, "I am Pierre, the fighter pilot. If I go down in flames." And there you have it, a story of hope, unconventional charm, and a clever punchline that reminds us that love can come from unexpected places. Once there lived a farmer with daughters numbering 5, each one anticipating their very first date to arrive. Their boyfriends all assured him, trying to be witty, that if he didn't approve, he'd use his gun. What a pity. So the first young man arrived and knocked on the door with grace. "Hello," he said. "I'm Teddy, here to see your daughter, Betty, in this place. We're a couple steady and looking for a charming space to dine at a restaurant, enjoy some spaghetti's embrace." The farmer consented with a nod on his face. "Indeed, she's ready," he declared. Teddy and Betty left in their own embrace. Then the second suitor knocked, polite and without haste. "My name is Joe," he stated. "I'm here to see Flo. Her beauty I can't replace. We're off to the movies for an exciting cinematic chase. May we go?" he asked, his hopes afloat and in place. "Yes," the farmer replied. "It's a lovely base." So Joe and Flo departed to enjoy the film's embrace. The third young man arrived, the smile on his face. "Hello," he greeted. "I'm Nate, here for a date with Kate in this space. We're off to the roller rink to whirl and to pace, skating our way through the night's embrace." "Yes," the farmer nodded, "it's a fun-filled case." Off went Nate and Kate to enjoy their rhythmic embrace. The fourth gentleman appeared, dressed up with grace. "Hi," he said, I'm Lance, here to dance with Nance without a grimace. We're attending a high school event, themed with Parisian grace, a night to remember, he stated, his excitement encased. Yes, the farmer agreed. It's a romantic race. Lance and Nance departed, ready for the dance's embrace. Then the fifth fellow knocked, confidence on his face. Hello, he greeted. I'm Chuck, and I'm in luck, or so I embrace. I'm here to take your daughter with no need to chase. May we go together? He asked, his voice in its own space. The farmer acted swiftly, grabbed his gun with no grace, and poor Chuck would no longer be part of the dating chase. If this story weren't rhymed, his fate would be a different case.